Dire team ban.
However,
yeah.
for Bane, this is a very common CIS pick. You would like to pick up. Also, like a preparing count. Also, a very strong laner, and makes the Doom duration insanely
10
long.
seconds remaining.
So you can like the Doom
5
duration. I
seconds
think was
remaining.
15 or 16 seconds
Yep.
with Rubik stealing Doom.
pretty good right-click damage. Nightmare also going to be very handy throughout the game, really, just to maybe
10
even
seconds
tap out
remaining.
Centaur Warrunner, his ultimate. If you try to run away, you just Nightmare
5
them.
seconds
Same with the
remaining.
Nyx. Yes, by Carapace, Nightmare him, wait it out. Plenty of things that the Bane can do in the game. But
I like how they banned the Medusa and the TA because they both look very good targets. Medusa maybe even less because Medusa can just fight through Doom, but both heroes that are going to require a lot of effort to take down.
Radiant
When
team
you're up
pick.
against 2 stunners, it's just not going to happen. It's too risky to go for that kind of engagement where you know that you're going to get
Dire team
stunned.
pick.
Meanwhile, you're trying to burst or sustain an opponent's main hero, say, for example, or break the refraction shield charges first. You're actually getting a hand on the Nyx and Centaur. Coddle for Navi brings another extra piece for their fight.
Radiant team
Ignis
pick.
is very scary to fight against, especially when you've got Bane and Doom don't have the
the
fastest
spirit.
attack animations.
Dire
Like, Doom
team
is
pick.
never gonna be able to hit the Ignis. Like, I don't even feel like he can get one single right click. So slow.
the Terrorblade certainly can. It's very
Maybe
fast,
can.
and he also has illusions. Quick pick after the Coddle. There's some issues with that as
10
well,
seconds
though, just
remaining.
because of the blinding light, perhaps. Terrorblade a little bit less
5
effective than
seconds
he wants
remaining.
to be. Navi, like, they're mixing and matching the same kind of heroes that they've been picking so far. Like, they had the Ember up against Team Birds yesterday. They also played the Centaur, and just now against Windstrike, they also played the Coddle, so nothing new, perhaps, but they have the strategy that they're fitting all of these heroes in, and it seems like a pretty decent one. I mean, as you said, the team fight is pretty damn good. You have a good number of stuns. Now with the Ember, you also have a good amount of magical damage that can scale quite well into the late game, which is very important against Terrorblade. Like, you go to Maelstrom, but you can also just always add a Battlefier on top of that if you need more.
Also adding on, like, they're picking Ember Spirit pretty confidently here against the Doom Bane, but also the reason why they're doing that is you've got a hero that can split push, but Team Empire are gonna need 2
Radiant
heroes
team banned.
to set up on
Admiral
Ember Spirit while he's
Conca.
split pushing. So if they want to get their Doom off on the Ember, Doom and Bane both have slow animations and Ember can still possibly save himself. So you need to, like, break the Lincolns and then use something to cast, like, Fuels or an Orchid or something like Silence him. Neither of these heroes built that type of ability, but then you've got Conca now.
10
Conca's
seconds
great
remaining.
against the
Dire
Coddle
team
and the
ban.
Ember. Scary about the Tidebringer stunning himself, but can work around the Nyx. That Conca is definitely an answer against the Embers.
Good. Not just against that, I mean, so again, with the Stampede, if you try to use that defensively, Conker will be able to drag one of them. Or even just Coddle, that guy is super freaking fast on his
10
force.
seconds remaining.
So any sort of control, any sort of positioning
5
or
seconds
positional
remaining.
manipulation is certainly going to come handy. Plus, it allows you to just take these kind of team fights yourself the moment you're at level 6, level 7. With that quote, ultimate. Very strong hero.
Sand King Band just a bit away from Team Empire's initiation. Really gonna need to stun and slot. Seconds actually are running out of instantly ban something right after.
Dire
You have
team
power
pick.
damage, they have patch, fight. Missing maybe the stun is what they need here. What kind of stun? Like, this is starting to look, unless they want to put
For sure.
Bane
No,
Conker
no.
supports. Put the Conker mid against the Ember.
10 seconds
I'm
remaining.
more thinking Bane Dooms. Mid, for sure.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that too.
Navi's
Side
reaction could be
hunter.
to send the
Radiant
Ember
team
to the
pick.
safe, because you don't want that kind of.
Grimstroke.
Okay. Reposition Doom, Grimstroke. Still actually in the pool, which gives you a lot of extra options now. Double Doom is very, very powerful without the Bane amplification on that. Double Fiend Script, I think, also works probably. Should,
Yeah.
right?
Should,
10 seconds
yeah.
remaining.
I was actually surprised to see that Grimstroke is still in the pool.
5 seconds remaining.
9 pick. Yeah, why not? Almost every hero has something fine with soul. It's another slow. It's not exactly the stun I was hoping to see,
Choose your hero.
but it is another piece of harass. They do have the Inkswell. Really count that as a stun.
It's not too
It's more of a
reliable,
save.
but it can work out. Like, put that on Doom, he's starting to run in, maybe face drums or whatever. Doom himself, of course, can always pick up that centaur creep. You have another stun. So I don't think they're really lacking in that department. Just that it's the control that they do have is not necessarily too reliable or too easy. Then again, neither is Navi. Centaur Storm has a bit of a wind-up time.
10
Nix's
seconds
stun
remaining.
also can be hard to hit sometimes.
It's a Naga game.
Those lineups are pretty even, and maybe want to give a slight edge to Team Empire just because Double Doom can be devastating if you hit the right heroes.
Yeah, I think Team Empire's lineup is more straight. It's something that I talked a lot with Kips. Ease of execution. One usually has it way more easy way of finding their opening map. Lot less thinking on what needs to go right and what goes wrong, how do we adapt to it. Navi's kind of the same situation we've seen the previous Naga games where Naga's farming down to like Centaur Nyx Caudal Trio. Pull off moves. What are they going to be rotating like? When do they want to take? Are they just going to play like responsive Dota against Team Empire where Tonka Grim, Bane creating space for Terrorblades is kind of like a 4 versus 3 scenario in a sense? How early does this TB want to start participating in team fights? Does he already want to join in when he's got the Manta ready? Because it could be a good time to use that. Punish the Dire lineup when punish the Radiant lineup already somewhat ahead.
Yep.
Can push before Navi can.
Absolutely perfect.
All right.
You're a trusty mate.
Here we are again.
Absolutely perfect.
You don't have the sign.
Of course, cue the voice. Throwing that out, Snake. Oh, I think you got left hanging. 5. A little bit late. Magical. It's too late.
I was actually casting the Disneyland Major in Finnish for the Finnish channel Thursday. I had to mute the beat because of the voice line. I'm sorry for that, but I just had to do it to keep my focus on.
He's actually
And there we
doing
see
it.
Blissey is doing it. He is doing it.
He's just walking back home now to heal on.
He can. Plenty of time. He doesn't need to be there for the bounties. Walk up the lane. He's got 7 stacks of Retaliate, which equals to... That's like 100 damage.
30 seconds
Plus
to
the
battle.
64 on his... So he's gonna hit like for 100. And on a target like Doom, who has no armor, 5 right clicks and he's dead.
This kind of play, that's on the level of like Shadow Fiend with Clockwork Clock. One of these things where, well, I guess they have an advantage that they're not supposed to have, really. There's nothing we can do about
Where'd
it.
that horn
Well,
come from?
it reads in the patch notes, so it's a feature, not a bug.
If it was an actual bug, then would have fixed already, because Valve was very good with.
Talking about patches, what are you actually expecting? Like, your one thing out of a hero or the game? What is your anticipated thing? Something that might sound big. A small thing.
I don't spend a lot of time about that stuff.
Theory crafting.
There's a few things like a few heroes that are clearly a little bit too strong. Perhaps with the Draw Ranger on the marksmanship, on the Ancients, maybe the that gets taken away. Darkseer, maybe try and do something about that hero. A little bit weaker just because.
For me, it would be the Morphling's agility strength gain on the last rank and dropped 16 or 15.
Well, remaining stage
We'll see.
start to take shape here. Crystallize down bottom. Sweeps as much as it can. So far, not all of the Snake. I mean, he's been spamming the Illuminates, but now he's out of mana, which is slightly annoying. Portal not necessarily the best lane supported. But if you get the Rasman out with the Illuminate, like, you're also pushing the wave of.
Yeah, like the way the safe lane model support on Radiant was basically farm from the easy camp with the quick level 2, so you can get yourself chakra magic like he does. Probably gonna be doing it right now, just farming that, maybe even stacking. Nog is actually blocking the hard camp. He's actually doing it on purpose, but he's using the loot pocket. Board on it.
Good team students consistently, just make sure that Doom doesn't have an easy act to a good creep, but yeah, actually it only has one. The Swiftness Aura for the attack speed, not all that useful, but Thunderclap is a 150 damage nuke on 50 mana. Very, very powerful.
Very, very mana comp. That is stronger than the Oracle's Q. 20%.
Gets multiple heroes. More value out of that, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Ideally,
Hit gives or retaliates. The full stack. You can just happily farm hits from the Elude. Doesn't really do any damage, but more like creates a more grievous situation. Now he's got the damage. Ayaz can just find himself a good stun. Pull out of the Centaur's hoop stomp.
decent amount of damage just with right clicks. Armor Turbo, but of course he doesn't have the high health pool, so effective HP is still. So with the retaliate. One more.
Right click there.
He tried, but he needs to walk back home, doesn't he? Or to the shrine,
He
I
could have
guess.
gotten a kill if he didn't.
If he takes a long way around, make sure that he can't really snipe that assassin. So yeah, I mean, making the most out of this situation.
They're applying a lot of pressure on this Naga. Not exactly the strongest fighter if he doesn't have any backup models doing junkie farming. He's only got 7 yes, actually. They're gonna go crystallize again.
They are. The Insolence is
so.
coming with the stun. Extra damage here from that E, but yeah, not enough to save him, but enough to get the counter kill. That, oh, maybe not. And okay. Just enough, but hey, Sayu, he was not done yet, Soneko. Also dropping down.
Lives on.
Very worthwhile exchange there for Team Empire. Sure.
The Devour and Tango region was almost enough on the Doom to get out of harm's way, but followed up there by Zayat.
So I always like to say, almost doesn't get you anything, Dota. So at least he does go down. But, well, Nagasau not really part of that exchange. And Crystallizer just says, alright, enough is enough, I'm just gonna run with them. One of these heroes that can do that very easily with the Illusions and the Riptide. But that does open up the bottom lane for Zayat to actually get to levels, which... These kind of movements is something that I very much like, especially if you have a hero like Nyx, who hits such a huge power spike once he hits, yeah, that ultimate.
And also the combination of the bottom lane of Doom and Grimstroke have a combined CS score of 44. But it
Okay, actually not doing as... Wasn't doing as well in mid as I would have... Yeah, because Magical was able to keep up quite nicely in the CS department. Jungle crease, but net worth-wise, yeah. That net worth difference is a little bit more pronounced.
So this is pretty awkward for Crystallize though. Level 6. Zayat is now actually getting XP in the lane, but he's also struggling to get CS on the right damage to make sure of that, but he's getting XP. Once he gets the Vendetta, start putting some movement around on the map, maybe Remnants for Spirit, maybe easy pick off something that I show up for. You won't be able to get this region. Sick with it. Empty bottle. Kinger's just baiting him into the river. Forcing the Ember to use even more mana to get out. Top lane.
Coming in, does connect on Blizzy, now keep coming through. All up slow, so Stampede ends, and it is Kodos. He can drag him right back into... oh, just before the storm connects. He started stabbing in a little bit.
He had some PTSDs that missed a kill on the turbo early on. When he used the Stampede, still got stunned and left without a kill again. Bad moment there, but it was a valiant effort. Empire is still doing fine.
Doing very well, in fact. I mean, King R. Look at the vision that he's planned. Look at this Observer Ward cover. He almost the entire map. And that includes the Radiant Jungle, which Naga would like to pop. Right now, Crystallize is over on the other side of the triangle. But maybe can make some sort of rotation if she ever goes back in there. Doom does his ultimate now, heading 7. Also very close to the drums after the phase, so he's getting what he wants. Terrorblades, again, another one of these heroes that doesn't really have much of an issue. Rotating into the jungle and farming that up. 10 minutes later, he still comes out with a whole bunch of items. Poses some
and if the situation looks favorable, he can also use the Metamorph to just clear ancient camps too.
So he was looking for him.
At least he knows now that there's been around that area. TV is probably going to be there farming the Dire side. As he is. And there we go, Metamorph. Expected. But like this is an area which Navi want to heavily contest in the minutes to come. Take away all that vision. Set up ganks. That area with smokes. Waiting, what is their actual smoke time gank? X is going for a Meteor Hammer. Bottle doesn't really have an impact yet.
Nako's the one who's sent towards the bottom lane, but with that commitment up top from Navi, Empire is trying to match that rotation, but keep up the light, just a single Illuminate. Gets rid of at least one creep wave, but now the catapult has arrived. Should be able to trade for this. Unless there's some sort of reaction coming from Navi, which I do not know.
Radiant's bottom tower
Take them a little while longer, perhaps. Siege creeps are pretty strong.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Talking about those 5 kills in 20 minutes.
Yeah, here we go.
Like one of those games. This is like what we've seen in the last few minutes. It is only like on both sides the strongest heroes sitting in lanes and both carries sitting in jungle.
Radiant's
Beam
bottom
almost.
tower has fallen.
That's the bottom tower gone. That's away from the Naga. Still feeling like the bottom side half of the map is gonna where all the fighting's gonna be.
Dyer's
both
top
They
teams.
also wanna they both wanna secure the Radiant jungle, but they also wanna pressure the Dire Shrine.
I mean, both teams have a lot of wards in this Radiant jungle, so that alone is an indication that
Dyer's structures
they will probably want to
are
fight around
fortified.
that vision, but
Dyer's
in
top
the end,
tower is under
unbeknownst to each
attack.
other perhaps, none of them is going to have much of an advantage because of that.
Dyer's top
But yeah, for now,
tower is under
T2 is
attack.
actually going to be gone on. They keep that catapult alive, Lizzie. Still hitting pretty damn hard with that retaliate. So it's
Dyer's
finally going to
top
force a
tower
bit
is
of
under
reaction here
attack.
from the Kunka. There's so much damage being done to the T2 already. Crazy.
The smoke's about to run out. Find magic.
Oh,
he's
not even
walking
talking
into
to the
the
river though.
house.
But, oh, I didn't see him. There was like a second where Magical maybe looked a little bit ahead, didn't have his camera on his hero. Could have been a Doom coming out. A little
Can't
bit
have
too
your
slow
eyes on your
himself.
back all the time. But that was one moment where you maybe skipped a heartbeat. Probably even if he still got doomed, probably wouldn't have gone down because the shrine right next to him that is up. Rotate there, turn around.
Don't think he gets there. Doom comes out, you walk up with Infernal Blade, Thunderclap slow. Run down with...
If he connects them both, then yeah, it's a bit of a distance. Anything is possible. Then again, it didn't happen, so see if it happens some other time. Centaur, however, Vanguard up. Nope, Link. They don't need it. They got some.
It's another smoke. Looking towards the center
Smoke
perhaps.
up.
Not the easiest target to kill, certainly with...
Smokes on both sides, actually. Soneko and Zayat's trying to look top, but the Iranian scan heading up onto Blizzy. Blizzy's got a deep. Run
Odd
Centaur.
rotation here because they already have taken the tier 1 tower. Normally you would maybe smoke towards the mid lane, just set up for that tier 1 kill. I mean, that tower's super low already. Very valuable target to bring down. But as it stands, Blizzy's not TPing out, but he's in a position that's unlikely to get scouted. Even cutting himself, chopping a nice little path into the trees.
Oh, is he gonna find the courier?
Radiant's middle
scouting in
tower
the
is
trees.
under attack.
Same time, Ember Spirit up top, Magical just keeps his lane pushed out and says like, okay, no one's responding to this, sure, I'm just gonna finish off this tier 2 for free, more or less.
Dyer's courier has
Yeah, it
been
is another one of
slain.
these games where everyone's just kind of
Dyer's top tower
doing
is
their own
under
thing
attack.
and just avoid the enemy team.
Dyer's top
And I'm not sure
tower
who's
has
taking the
fallen.
advantage as a result of that. I mean, on one side there's a Terror Blade, but the other team has a Naga Siren.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
like
attack.
in the last game, PV was ahead of the Naga by 1500. Now it's the opposite. Naga's ahead by 1000 on each Terror Blade. They're still hitting their timings almost at the same
Radiant's
time.
middle tower has fallen.
Still anybody's game to be honest.
Dyer's top tower is
I feel like you need to
under
get more
attack.
out of this Kunka. Kodos is very strong right now. Level 13, the highest level in the game. He does have the armlet.
He's been a very passive punk. I do agree on that. We should definitely be sitting on group. Navi is like we put all the vision in the world, but so do they as well.
Just a bow over on the Keep of Light. The Ignis is there. The Fiends go over the Centaur, storm down, but hey, guess what? Song of the Siren. Magical. Beautiful plays.
Oh.
He actually isolating Siren from the side, but now the Doom over an Ember with the axe back to still
Next
raise the
stun in
fight.
seconds.
So now Taunt, there should be a kill on him. Zayat ready to go all of a sudden alone in front lines as they're completely out of firepower here on the Raven
Stout
side.
shield. Ping is meteor. The stout shield.
Uh, Don't ping things, please. All the
I
other
know,
casters can see it too.
I know it. But yeah, that was just something I was just waiting for that impale into
Yeah.
meteor hammer. But yeah, both teams were fighting under vision. Like there's Dire Wars on the cliff, there's a Radiant Ward middle of their jungle. Both teams see each other. Soneko, he did get blown up at the start,
Back so
but
soon.
then the Bane from getting his full duration ulti off on the Centaur. The song reset that and try and approach it. Fight. It still ended up going as
It was no good angle for them because yeah, that Ember Spirit gets doomed. At that point, it's like, don't really want to continue taking that fight. If that doesn't happen, if you have that follow-up control after the song on the Doom, for example, that's a bit of a different story, because that's another thing. You don't just have your own Impale as a setup for the Meteor Hammer, you also have the song. So if you do connect a few people like that, there's so many ways that you can lock it down if you're in the right position, if everyone's ready to go to also have follow-up damage, which they're not really there yet. Darkseid still needs more time for the Mantis Style, and then maybe the Fuse Blade, maybe Butterfly, like some sort of damage item. Empire, they realized that they should be able to take more of these engagements. They spoke up again towards mid. So sitting behind there shows himself. Now Doom's gonna be a bit harder, but they have the axe. Be a little bit hard to dodge, and yeah, it is indeed close to get it out before that. That's another one on the high ground, but it's not gonna be enough.
The Dire have reinforced
Tried his
their
best.
structures.
It's created. Catapult
Dire's top
flicking away
tower
at top
is
tier 2,
under
tier
attack.
3 even.
Dire's middle tower
Kind of the
has
downside
been
where you
destroyed.
just have to predict when is Kunkka going to use the
Radiant's bottom
next.
tower is under attack. Dire's
luck,
top
you
tower
get,
is under attack.
That's probably what we were both. Is he going to land it? But
This edge. Second too early or too late. Trouble. Alright, so can they continue accelerating? It's not like they're not giving up anything. The push up top, just a bit of chip damage, but that's just an indication that they're having some issues controlling up the lane. NAVI, for a long time, they've been really good about these kind of runs across.
yeah, and they're kind of
Showing
it's
it
kind
again.
of like a stalemate situation where Lizzie just wants to make this happen, but the rest split push is very risky because the towers that they want to take down, if Ember wants to split push, there's always going to be the Duke and the Grimstroke. Or even
The Nightbound Koala. Earth Ward into the Fiend Script. Zeiss is there to cancel it with the follow-up Meteor Hammer. They can turn this around. They also have the Ignis. Follow-up stun from Lizzie. Debated, I guess? They used quite a few spells, but certainly worth it, because Terrorate was one of them, and Sayub even. Not out of the woods yet either. Gonna be stunned up. Ink Scroll. Look dodged. He is down right now. Magical. The gift built for him.
What did you
Whatever
that was a really
momentum.
good turnaround by Navi. That's on point once again. Sadly, they used the Fiend script onto the Koala, probably because they would have used skip out the kill opportunity. Using big ultimate like position 5 support opponents is not the ideal target you're looking for, but you kind of have to use it. Get something out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's that big of a deal with the way this game is going anyway. There's not gonna...
It's true. Like every
there's not a
pickoff.
high frequency. Yeah, there's not a high frequency of even pickoffs and skirmishes. So it's unlikely that you're gonna find another situation where the Fiend Script would have been useful during the time it's on cool. So might as well use it, get the kill. What they didn't know is that Nyx Assassin was in the perfect position. Set up. Yeah, for the counter game.
Wonder what Koala's gonna build. Usually you see the Force Staff, you see pressure being rushed as well, despite even if you're position 5 you go for it, but Shadowblade Doom trying to contest the bounties, but he backed out from there. Meanwhile bottom, Terrorblade kill, they have the damage on it.
Fast up his feet as well, so they didn't even have to control. Good Doom Illusion just hanging out, you know, scouting and all.
Yeah,
Ancient
just chilling.
attack. For the Empire, they kind of lost a bit of momentum, and now
Dream just made a little shift in his itemization. He was going for the Scotty, he changed it to a BKB. Does that mean that BB really wants to go and fight right after? That could actually mean that he's just gonna go for a fighter build. Top is BKB, fight food, fight, avoid the Naga song.
Seems so, yeah. Either that or he's just super scared.
That too.
There it goes.
That's does make sense if they have BKB, especially when you consider yeah, all the stun combos that Navi have, and not to mention the Ignis. So having somebody that can just pop BKB, click that a few times, to just give cover to the rest of your team, right? Be very valuable for fights. Maybe they're also starting to think about Roshan, so they need to be able to fight around that. BKB is essential. For now, Navi with another semi-smoke, Zayats leading the charge with Vendetta. They're looking for Godos. Fast, not fast enough. The Ignis catches them into the stun, into the mini hammer. They're stacking it up a little bit too much, but hey, they should have enough damage though.
Empire too late for this. They still want to
Oh, they want to try and fight. Dream comes through to do. Oh, it's Siren, the Fiend Script too. They really want to get this hero down, and they do indeed. That makes this a worthwhile trade, especially if they can get more Blizzy. The blink on cooldown, but should. Never mind the Scorched Earth. Make sure that you can't get out of there. Dream, extra slow, a couple more right clicks should do the trick. even the Infernal Blade to interrupt the stun. You do lose Bane in turn,
fantastic
but
timing by the Doom. He saw that the Naga was about to start singing his ulti. Doom popped the Doom just like 0.2, 0.3 seconds before the song got off. Cancelled it. They got a perfect initiation on the Naga, who was left behind the entire team, and a very big pick for Empire.
Barely. Oh no, the snipe!
Ouch.
Earlier, Zayats, they were kind of baiting the Coddle, but now the D-Rune baited Zayats in. Martin with the Shadow Blade, they will snag it up, initiate. Zayu getting that little snipe with the Stroke of Fate. Kill.
Is also going for a BKB. He's finished his Daedalus. Allow a nice amount of damage there. Really scary for the Coddle to be in range of the
Dire's
Tidebreaker.
bottom tower is under attack.
Good shot.
Still below 1,000 health points. Could see some shenanigans there as a result. But still, Crystallize. He has the Butterfly completed now, actually. Plenty of money for the then has the Heartbeat up next. They're going for this standard Naga build. Oh,
Yeah,
let's see.
he's the basic, Butterfly, Manta, into a heart, then you consider one defensive item you need to get to. I feel like one is enough. The Linken's, does he get a BKB on top? Linken's could make the most sense because it also increases the stat pool of the Naga. Then again, you could also go Satanic this game and just skip the Linken's and just tank the Doom but reduce the duration. Oh, we already talked about the Bane Doom.
I think Lincoln would make some sense. Yes.
You have a
So
lot
many
of
things you
abilities to
can-
pop it though.
Yeah. At the same time, there's a lot of those abilities are very hard for Naga to deal with.
Don't really see a Satanic build on a Naga often, but considering the amount of track control that Empire has. But it's gonna be one of those three. We're all on the Naga to keep. After the heart, let's see. Crystallize decides to go for. King are good use an Aether Lens this game. Wonder if he can afford that at some point on a net worth. The support life. The support dream of having something else than brown boots.
Yeah, I mean, Bane not exactly here. It has a lot of farming tools. So I think he's gonna get any big item anytime soon in this game. They survives a few fights or something. Maybe a kill or two.
Yeah, when you compare to the Grimstroke, who's a sheep stick.
It's more valuable.
It's like day and night.
Yeah, I mean, I guess having that money on Zayu way more valuable than having it on the Bane.
That's actually found photos. Got information that have DPs on the Naga. Not going to be able to defend. Well, I mean, he's probably going to be defend, but won't be able to go into defensive. So that there are 4 Empire heroes roaming around. Well, Emperor's also lined up a gem. Just so though he doesn't get caught by the 10-second BKB. And
It's an easy target to go down, but they'll maybe realize that he's all alone, but they don't have the control necessary. Continue chasing him down. Yeah, Empire right now, they're all spread out the map, like they're pushing waves, they're farming camps. Navi's doing the same thing, and also now Blizzy. Unlikely hero to do it by himself with Crystallize. It's a half that Empire don't realize this. Could be bamboozled. Especially seeing Snake and Zayat here, you're not thinking about Roche right now.
So Neko and Zayat might actually just take the bait here and just buy time for the guys in the Roche pit. Like, don't initiate fully. Keep them there, keep them aware that you guys are actually here to defend. And maybe force Empire to make a move there. But Roshan is already at 1500 health. This is going down. Completely uncontested. This is a brilliant move by Navi.
Crystallize. That Aegis in his inventory. He's very valuable hero, very important for Navi to keep him alive, seeing this network distribution, which is honestly a little bit worrisome right now. Magical kind of falling behind. Does have the Maelstrom, he's going for the Lincoln Sphere next. But he's not necessarily gonna be the big damage dealer. They're gonna need to rely a lot on Crystallize to start pulling some weight.
Keep that pressure up and alive, but not really on a full fight, because it's very 50-50 whoever takes it. It's all about, like, who gets a pick off. That's why King R and Sayu, they're sitting here in the Radiant side of the map and not actually backing out. They see Blizzy. It's a stun of Doom though, and we might actually get our first fight. Or do we?
Spectacular. He's eating two different creeps. The Mean Hammer and everything, like they throwing out every stun that they have. But man, it's barely at half health, pops a BKB. So that's the only thing that they're getting out of this.
BKB for an Ignis, I would definitely take that trade any day. Empire didn't really commit to that to get it out. The Doom is still... They did use BKB, but Ignis is on cooldown for another 1.5 minutes.
All time
Navi
that
were
you...
maybe panicking a bit there because they were suspecting that Empire are now finally ready to take a fight because they've already scouted out with the Nyx. They have BKBs, they're all 10-second durations. Like, they want to fight, but when are you going to take that? Thought that would have been the fight to take. That is an excellent spot to take a fight right there in the mid, behind the trees. Set yourself there. What happened to use the Ignis?
Just quite a while where you also don't really get to use your agent. Getting a bit of safety there, because even with the Aegis you don't necessarily want to fight without that.
Radiant's top
Little
tower
risk.
is under attack.
They're still gonna get this tier 1 tower at least, so that's about time. The response to this outside of making that trade happen.
These are the less important towers for both teams, so I guess they're just going to push them all the way for extra economy on both sides. Empire taking tier 1, continue all the way to tier 2. Navi taking the bottom towers.
Who's gonna blink first is the question. There's a TP coming in to support us, but he has the axe, so he's just bleeding through the creeps. Let's actually find the torrent over this. But the axe drags him back. So they're having some issues getting towards the tier 2 on top themselves, so Neko.
So Neko got X-Mark.
But X into... Stomp will be missing because of that. It doesn't matter. The moment he catch Cardle, he is dead. Huh? He was buying a bit of time.
Empire have to decide if they're going to push, they need to use the Metamorph for it. So are they going to defend or are they going to go to the high ground?
So he's coming back through some of these creeps, but Crystallize. Almost got through the tower, but doesn't want to commit. Oh, wow, but they get for Lizzie though. 1 second fight, Sayu follow-up stun if they can't get the soul by now. This would be big, but there's a song. They do not get this kill, they have to get the hell out of there.
They're happy, they got the tier 3 down and the tier 1 and there's 3 towers in 1 bush. And not really using any real commitment to that. Just get back in minutes, they stop bounty to there. A lot of objectives. Kind of put back the network difference between Naga getting further ahead of the Terrorblade. They need to deal with this song somehow. Like Martin, he had an idea with the Invis, just walk up to the Naga, get that Doom off, but it was far away. You could have done a repeat on what happened at the top. Far away. Almost feel like a Aetherland's Doom or something, just get that extra cast range to get the silence off him on the Naga, because that's what they need. If they want to take a fight, the Naga needs to be out of play, and Zayat has been X-marked.
see him cancel a burrow. Make sure he doesn't have
they're coming to help him,
ability,
though.
but now, well, there's a bunch of illusions here. That's Bane in a bit of trouble if he can be run down, but looks like he has a bit of extra space being made. There's another axe to both. They catch Naga. Aegis is still available, so you're gonna have to kill it twice. That's the first time, but it's also elevated little magical force to get out. Doom now on Lizzie. It's finally done with that, but hey, Crystallize is back. He can start doing some damage, focusing the right clicks on the Doom first. Koda's next on the Torrent though. No BKB or anything to protect Crystallize. Except for the song. Dream BKB will expire now.
Beautiful.
Go dealing with wards.
Oh,
Lizzie,
there by Navi.
follow up stun, ready to go. Can actually turn this onto Terror. He does have Thunder, but he cannot get it on the wall, can he? The man is down. Just enough to save him. He can continue to right click still, not exactly healthy. Another couple of spells being thrown out. Crystallize on the meme hammer. Just on the edge, and a nightmare just keeping him away. Magical, still on a hunt. Has to settle for King R though at this point, being way too far away. Still NAVI. They committed 1-5. Empire committed 2.
Dyer's middle tower is under
Despite that
Hats off,
Thunder,
that
they
was
didn't get the
the-
kill, but they still win the fight, arguably.
That was the ultimate sacrifice there by Centaur. Walks on top of the Naga's body because they were spamming the Doom, just like spamming it on the ground. He takes it for himself and allows the Naga to get the song off mid-fight and turn around. Navi's control on that fight was beautiful, but that Centaur sacrifice, that goes down in my history book of the most beautiful sacrifices in any movie I've seen.
Like, it wasn't even like Martin. He's doomed them up just before the respawn came out, so I want to say it was more of a misplay, being baited into that. You needed that Doom on a Naga just to prevent the just the mirror image. That alone, just it does so much damage at this point. Butterfly with the heart, you can't easily deal with these illusions.
Saving Terrorblade, Dream's Manta just in time and gets the Sunder off right after runs out of the fight.
The ruin of
They lost the TB. It could have been very hard to hold the high ground. Not
They're losing TP Zayat in the harvest, but Shackles and that off. That's why we see a lot of Nick Sass actually go for the Mules rather than the Twin Hammer. Perhaps some sort of setup.
Oh no!
Oh, Carl.
How do they
Oh,
leave it?
Magic.
Is that like a preemptive torrent or something in the trees? That is like that is the least expected spot for someone to be. But are. It's still something. Like they used a Stampede to disengage. They lost a hero for it, but he's already up in 25 seconds. Level 15, so his death time's only plus he has a.
Alright, quick pause coming in. Chance to take stock. I mean, 10 to 14, too many kills, but wasn't favor for Empire for just a little bit, but been equalized now. Few situations.
Yeah, Empire is using their BKBs right at the start of the fight, so BKBs wore out. Naga's still alive or isn't doomed. It's a Song of the Stars reset, and then Navi's got initiative, whatever they want to. They've got double gems as well because the gem from Doom makes double gems now on their team. Empire is somehow able to hold on to their, especially the Terrorblade needs to stay alive. He's gone. Portion of damage out. Though you do have the Conquer with the Daedalus. DB is like the main piece. Even the mere presence of Terrorblade would be a fear for Navi that we haven't won the fight because
It's that kind of late game carry that can just win you the game almost no matter. And we're slowly but surely getting towards late game. Certainly as far as these two carries are concerned. Naga Siren, well, this is one of those games where we'll actually see whether she's as strong, even stronger than a farm. Again, Butterfly Heart illusions are very hard to do with as well. We'll replace the Wraith Bands as the Lincolns and guarding you.
also looking at the Ember's build, like he's still relying on the magical damage that he deals. You mentioned before, like he's a powerhouse with all that magical damage. He's got no attack speed. get those extra rocks of lightning, but needs that Daedalus to actually be a threat. They're just ignoring what Magical's doing. They can isolate him with the Nightmare, or silence him, or keep him out of the fight. They're happy, but sooner or later, this Ember, especially if they start getting like this armor, break the TB, because even if we're talking about break always, rid of all those assets and stuff, Silver Edge and stuff, nobody's there's really gonna build it. Maybe the Centaur if he wants to, but it takes away 50% of the damage that he needs. And there's a lot of damage that is taking place. The Conquer as well, if they want to.
Doesn't work on the illusion styles.
It doesn't work on the illusions. That is
Feels me bad.
5-second timer, which allows you to reach the setup. I don't think a Shadow Blade Centaur is a bad option this game at all. He's going for the Ags. It's going to benefit his team. You can see there are very few centaurs
Dire's
down
top
now,
tower
so like
is under
key
attack.
locations for him. Actually smoked up support.
It's kind of hard to keep any sort of wards up right now if you've given over your own gem. And Ember Split holding onto one of his own anyway. So just up by Seneko, so like
Bane
water vision is
also-
going to be a thing of the past for them.
They know there's smoke. They saw the Bane's smoke pop at the rim. They're still trying to go for a wraparound.
Yeah, look at the
Don't
Scepter,
see
but
him.
Manus also in
You
this.
don't see him.
He gave over the gem. Or like put it back in base or something, so that's half that vision. All grouping up ahead of the runes, nothing fancy happening, and Neiko's actually down bottom, does not feel confident enough. Sneak that other bounty rune down.
Yeah, they shifted the gems on the Centaur and the Ember because Ember needs it to be able to avoid. Then you've got the Centaur who's basically always in the fights and constant vision. Preemptive vision already. Coming.
Now, point where you start having to think about Roshan again. 2 minutes on the counter. The Navi have a bit of vision here on the high ground. Position there for Dire Ward behind that, but do considering all that. They got pick up another one themselves, doesn't look like it. No teams really committing heavily to that area, but that'll probably change.
Dire's bottom
Very,
barracks
very
are
stiff.
under attack.
Wards on the lane. Looks like Navi kind of want to bottom lane, even if it's the least one. Something like song setup, waiting when the Naga's gonna change it. It's from power threads. Or in the creep wave, you see someone farming in the lane, pop your song, you catch someone.
Lincoln's here done on Naga, Ag's done. Centaur. Look at Kodos, like he's trying to kill this freaking illusion, but he can't. 4 times out, even with the Deadless, he would. More and more is gonna be on this Terrorblade. I guess he has the BKB, so I wouldn't mind as much. He wants to, but they don't have any vision whatsoever. And they're all spread out, so they're right now they're still fine with keeping the lane pressure up. You can just keep standing down. You don't even need the Radiance anymore to be able to do this, right? Because of the way Riptide works, you're always gonna push out lanes very rapidly. You're gonna force Empire to respond to that time and time again.
Say you're still building his sheepstick, slowly but surely getting there. Doing it for the last 12 minutes. He's gone 1,000 net worth since then. Too. Getting there. Wait, is that Lincoln's on the Koala? Almost feels like it's either for Seneko himself, but I more feel like they're just going to use the Lincolns. Double Lincolns on the Naga.
Yeah, I mean that's
Koala
what
has
the
a
game's all
cast range
about.
talent, so he can cast it from very far away.
Keep Naga alive, keep Ember alive also. It's useful, you know. These calls alive so they can actually win the game for you. That's kind of
It's better than a Lotus. It also gives stats for mana reach.
Dyer's bottom barracks have
Oh,
fallen.
oh god, we're back to that now, aren't we? Illusion spam of the high ground, one after the other. That, okay, it actually...
Real TV.
terrible.
High ground. Deep. Roshan is up. Navi. Taped it out. They're going. Find the save. They've got a hunch that something's going on. The TV illusion also reveals that something's up, but they need to get there quickly. TV's hunch is up. This could be a better
One
chance because last time
particularly
they missed it.
Nice. He has the illusions on the inside, Green. The reflect is going, so yeah, only one here in the middle of that Roche pit. Don't have an easy time getting Roche down quickly. Still gonna try and force it down. Be in this in the back. Still plenty of gems on the other side, so can't rely on that
Shiva's on
to
Ember.
get you close. Just about okay. Blinks on. They're just trying to force out some spell, some sort of BKB perhaps.
Yeah, they want to get those BKBs out first.
What? What?
What?
What? How? Okay, now the fight is on. Hitting at the chainsaw with Coca. They were first like just clicking down Mad like there's no small weakness. We also have about a little bit to do.
Double
in
doom.
onto different heroes, but the song still came out. They could just walk away. And the illusions are still tearing through them. Look at this.
Terrorblade bought back for this too. It's now like they have to do Roshan or it's all done.
Oh, this is not good. Oh, I'm gonna try to go for the TP back to recharge some health. That was denied.
Modern Zero.
Coming back in
They're
again.
doing the shrine while the rest of them are in the pit.
Ooh, busy on the side, silence that. Get out of there, actually. Dream sounds right click. Still very taking target, but now with Bard following in. Gets done up from things or anything. Something Blizzy is going to fall. The Magical now taking on front line. Zips around to the back of the fight. Empire dropping lower and lower on health. Cannot go for Roche. Dream already back to base. He doesn't put travel to rejoin his team. NAVI once again
This
thinking about Roche.
Roshan is
Constantly
life or death.
threatening. Sending illusions back and forth. Still wants another. Oh, another couple of kills. Can have the Bane, no big commitment. They're afraid of the counter play from Godos, and that's magical. Oh, he tried to go for the sleight of fist. King R Wiseo keeping away as far as he possibly can, but hey, you're also fighting against a mixed assassin. He's just sitting there with the axe. The aim hammer does actually, I believe, connect. 100% sure. Doom trying to deal with that. The bolt coming through. Godos walking up, but there's no song.
They
Two
got their
BKBs
BKB
means he
though.
can still right-click. Zayats is down. Crystallize. Well, not too many illusions to work with right now. Only the Manta style. That route will be purged off, but Empire still have to walk away.
Oh, the
Another
soul
line. Catching two. Double axe. I've not seen that one before. Godos still forced into the BKB just to try and walk away. Now, maybe they can find King out this route. This nightmare won't really do too much to save.
Oh man, what a fight. Now Navi's just gonna take Roshan as well.
Took them quite a while, but finally they ate through most of what Empire had in terms of utility and resources.
I don't know how they got the Terrorblade on the first kill without Empire actually having to intervene. Forcing the buyback, kind of causing a little bit of chaos in the Empire camp. Probably some communication going on as well, like, what just happened, guys?
Light
A
speed.
few seconds of this happened.
They just underestimated the damage from target loop. Absolutely ridiculous right now. What is that, 50%? That's talented. Plus you have, what, 4 illusions from the mirror image. 2 more from the Manta style. The mirror image illusions deal 50% damage. We're still hitting for like what, 150, something like that? Give or take. And also hitting all 3 fast.
Did just do 300 damage on the melee racks and bot going up.
Alright, gotta find a better way to take these team fights. They need to find the Doom before the song, they need to try and burst down the target.
It looked so good when they got the soul bind on the double doom. We're still the song now. That song use cooldown is only 80 seconds. He got a song twice that fight. First time to disengage, the second one when the BKBs were used.
Sending illusions. Not just doing damage, they're also scouting, so if there's any sort of opportunity, get a quick pick off, they're gonna take that too. Presumably. If they can get Dream again, the game's just over. Havoc can cool down her Terror Blade is certainly something. Gonna have to stand up in the high ground, try and defend as best they can. Still gonna lose buildings here because it's taking so long to deal with these terminal illusions. Smoke up. The wraparound blade, leave just one exposed.
Ignis used as well.
That was very hopeful. They don't have
But
any
now
to
King
follow.
R's
Now,
and he's on the fire line.
maybe he is.
They
Doom
got
comes
the
out. This is what they needed. But Stampede. They just get out. Soba not doing anything. Double stomp. And yeah, King Harvest dies to the instant damage. Magical. On the front line, so looking for target. Dream in the middle. So far so good. Pops of PKD starts directly. She's already out with Centaur. He's gonna be chunked down very, very quickly. Translate to songs. So two PKDs. One of them will expire. Diet is there, ready for the follow-up. There it is. G stunned up once, and doesn't even need to stun him up
That doesn't
twice.
die back.
First down, and he is down for the count. Kodos can't even finish that TP. He has to buy that too. They're gonna lose Sayuv. And this seems like an impossible hold right now. 2 against 5, and they realize it too. Call it. GG, well played. NAVI still undefeated in these qualifiers.
The game of patience between two good teams and two great drafts, but one team has to come on top. And all those fights, they almost look like it's 50-50, but in the end, NAVI just